2011 Ultimate Builder Custom Bike Show in Cleveland, Ohio. We're talking to Bill Steele of Steele Customs, and he has a freestyle class bike. Bill, take a moment, tell us about your background.
My background comes from the auto body repair business. I own my own shop in collision work. I started building motorcycles from basically wrecked motorcycles, repairing them, and continued on until I needed more, I guess you'd say, like more of a challenge, you know, to build something from scratch. This is one of the motorcycles I've built from scratch. This was done in 2005. I've been doing custom one-off bikes since 1997, and here we are today, 2011.
What were you trying to accomplish with this build?
I was trying to take the style of the board track racer motorcycle with the single loop frame design, or one single tube from the neck coming underneath the engine and back up to the top, combining that look with the style of a bobber motorcycle, where the back is a rigid, shortened end, doesn't have any suspension in the back, and combine the two and make something that is different, the style that I don't think had been created yet.
What was your vision for this? The board tracker? The
board track racing motorcycles were a definite inspiration, along with the bobber style motorcycle. Skinnier tire in the rear with a smaller rim, larger tire in the front to give it more of a uphill opposite rake from what everybody else has been doing, with a fat tire, fat rear tire, smaller front tire designs.
Let's talk about fabrication.
Okay.
Let's start from the front. You've got, let's talk about that Springer front end.
Springer front end is a one-of-a-kind, made by G-Spot Engineering. It has billet triple trees on the top and bottom, which I drew a design and had Dave make those by hand. Two springs on each side for the bottom and the top retraction, and for the up and down movement, they're stock Harley. The front headlight is actually a Talbot mirror off of a Triumph car. The front wheel is a 23-inch billet wheel with a drum brake hidden inside the front center. The tires obviously a V rubber. The handlebars, the front brake is controlled by this grip on this side, throttle controlled by this side on the handlebars.
Let's move to the frame now.
Frame.
Let's talk about the frame.
Frame or the engine?
Frame.
Frame is like a single hoop from the front of the neck down underneath the engine, comes back up. It continues underneath the gas tank in the center, which is also the oil tank. It's a reservoir tank hidden between the sides of the gas tank, and it circulates the oil through the frame from the front of the back to the oil pump.
Now, did you fabricate the frame also?
No, the frame was actually started by Roger Golddammer up in Canada, and then I had taken it and reworked and cut off the back section of the frame to create the more bobber style rear half of the bike.
Let's take a look at the rear end now.
The rear is a 17-inch rim inspired by the Hallobrand kidney bean car wheel from the late 60s, early 70s. It's a combination of two wheels that Hallobrand had made for a car, a Bonneville style rim with the fins on the outside edge, and then the kidney beans on the center section with the 5 blades. 200 millimeter wide tire on a 17-inch rim.
You incorporated something a little more different. You incorporated a drum brake on it.
Yes, this also has, on this side, it has a drum brake on this side with the same fins continuing on the drum that you see on the wheel. Chain drive.
Now, is that a composite shoe in the drum?
What's that?
A composite shoe in the drum?
No, it's just actually it's an older style panhead-like era drum brake system for the front and the rear. Actually, they're just a It's a stock Harley part that you can buy off the shelf.
Let's talk about the engine.
The engine is a Evo-based bottom with a twin cam top end on it. It's referred to as a Fatso motor because it has a larger diameter cylinder on the top from the twin cam, but versus the Evo style engines. The top heads and cylinders were made by Mike at Ingenuity Motors. It has compression releases in it. We have a Baker 6-speed transmission. The cases on the engine case on this side was milled to make a perfect match to the inner primary plate. The charging hole for the charging plug wire in the front was welded up and remachined to come out the back of the engine so that you don't see any type of charging wires on the front like you normally would on an Evo style bottom. The primary plate with the drop back starter was actually designed by me and built by Shannon at RMD Billets. There's an auto clutch on it, which means that it works, it's a centrifugal style clutch that works without having any levers. A 2-inch wide band, which you can't see from that side, but and it has a hand shift. Every time that you move the shifter, it has a micro switch that interrupts the ignition so that you're able to switch it into higher gear or lower gear.
What was your approach on paint?
Paint was inspired by the, I guess, home interior design, the way that direction has gone with the different earth tone colors that have came about recently with the browns and the yellows and the greens and things like that a lot of people paint in their homes.
What companies were instrumental in getting your bike finished?
I would say that the wheels that I had designed that were made from billet from Blair McGrath in Canada. He was a big part of the wheels, getting those cut and made from my design. My engine builder, Buck Williams, like he was my mechanic guy as far as assembling the engine from the pieces and the direction that I wanted to go with it. Dave from G-Spot Engineering, he talking back and forth with him, being able to develop that front end from scratch. They were my key people.
Anybody else you'd like to thank?
I just like to thank my guys in my shop, the body shop. We're able to do the paint work, the body work, and everybody else that works around me and puts in such an effort to try and get things done whenever we want to get them done.
If somebody'd like to get a hold of you, you got a website or an email address?
Yeah, I sure do. It's Steele Customs. It's Steele with an E on the end and Customs with a K.com.
Bill, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.